That's for sure. Uh, Okay, I'm ready to go. So I live on the shores of Penobscot Bay, and I used to do a lot of solo sailing. And when I got a little too old for this, about 10, 12 years ago, I wondered, what am I going to do now for fun? So I thought, geez, I could develop a small sailboat to sail straight downwind with the winds and currents, put a GPS on it, and just watch from the comfort and safety of my living room. So I did that, and here's the boat I designed. Sails in the front, it's got a weighted skeg in the back, it's got a GPS unit on the stern deck there. So it goes straight downwind, sails thousands of miles. As long as it sails up, she'll keep going. The GPS reports twice a day, and we can change the settings now. GPS, there's been a lot of changes in that. It's a great educational tool. And these boats can really sail. This boat's off of Madeira. We have a lot of research centers, a lot, like 3 or 4 around the world that help us. We're in the Atlantic, the Pacific, and the Southern Ocean now. And you can see they move right along. They've been clocked at 6 knots for over 6 hours. And this is one of our better passages right here. You can see this boat made it 80% of the way around the Atlantic Circle. Made 5 stops, including the final one. And it was the impetus for starting an international regatta with 6 different nations. We do this with schools. The kids, the goal was to try to get a boat all the way around. Now this is a boat that landed in Portugal. It was launched off of Cape Cod, I believe. We saw it coming in and we emailed the media. They sent the police out and a video crew. I don't think they knew what was on this boat. I think they questioned it. But anyways, here's the police. They grabbed it. They brought it to the University of Lisbon and they took it to the tech department. The tech department rehabbed it. We sent them an extra keel and a mast. It fell apart coming ashore there and involved a lot of middle school kids. And then they invited me to come over. We relaunched it off of Lisbon on a 4-masted schooner, but it didn't go very far. It started going to the Mediterranean. But these kids got on a caravel and they were sailing to Madeira, and we gave the boat to them to relaunch. So here they are kissing it, and now they're sending it off. They're waving goodbye to it. This program, the teachers love it. We've done 160 of these. I used to work for Educational Passages. I founded it, but after 10 years of doing this, we started with wind and current boats, but it got very multidisciplinary quickly. And you know, international relations became important, environmental science and whatnot. But I developed a new goal, so I reluctantly resigned from Educational Passages with the goal of developing a very affordable ocean scientific platform. Most scientific platforms start at about $50,000. I think I can make one for $6,500. So this is my little boat shop in Belfast, Maine, 20 by 24. Got a naval architect up in Rockland, helped me design this boat. We're moving the skeg forward. We've got a little rudder on it now. The kids are going to try to make computer steering so they can steer it from their computers at home at sea. We're moving the mast aft. We think we're going to be able to get this to sail about 20 degrees off the wind. So a couple months ago, I started a collaborative. And here is a tech school. Tech school is one of the collaboratives. The composite fabrication department are now building the boats. They've got a good start on this year's. Here they are on the other side. These are kids working on the computer steering. We're going to use magnetic stuff. I started taking courses at the University of Maine. They've got a great oceanography program there with 38 professors. They're doing windmill technology on offshore platforms. 38 professors. The Marine Science Club is helping. They love this program. They want to help get this boat out in the ocean next year. So because of their windmill development, University of Maine has a great wind and wave basin. And we're going to test the computer steering in the wave tank and wind and try to optimize the rudder size and angle with the students, with the science club and whatnot. This past summer, I went down to Cape Town, South Africa, and we launched a boat with the University of Cape Town Oceanography Department and 2 Ocean Aquarium there. I chose them because they have wonderful educational programs. The aquarium there teaches the young students. They have a big program. When I was there for a few days, here's the grade school kids, and they go right up through high school, and they end up monitoring, working at the aquarium. And I thought if we launched a boat from Cape of Good Hope, that with the winds going easterly and whatnot, that maybe it would bring the boat to, I think we're missing a slide here, but would bring the boat to Australia. And here's Cape Town. It's a lovely place if you haven't been there. I took this photo, one of the best photos I think I ever took. But the University of Cape Town launched it, and they were so happy with it, they have asked me to come back and launch a boat with them again next year to go out on their annual cruise, which is an 11-day cruise with 26 selected university students and 12 visiting professors, which I guess they consider me one, I'm not sure why. But we'll launch a boat, and us professors will talk to the kids on the off time. And the Maine Maritime Academy is another one of our collaborators. They're right across the bay from where I live. The middle school kids, they end up taking their boats. The captain of the training ship there in the background is one of the board of directors of Educational Passages. He's been a big supporter. The other boats there have ultrasound receivers on their keel, and they will pick up salmon and the salmon migration things. The Atlantic salmon's a problem in Maine. We have many launching opportunities. We take these boats down to Cape Cod. We take 3 or 4 at a time, and the offshore fishermen fight for the privilege of launching these boats well out at sea, 100 miles or so off the Cape. And NOAA launches boats for us, and also lots of people launch them. But I just want to end by, as my last slide, collaborating. It's been great for this program. It brings in fresh ideas, it involves lots of people. NOAA supports us, not financially, but they encourage us. And the North Atlantic Research Alliance, 29 nations, they support us too. They're putting stickers on our boats. And the reason for this is they want to engage the public more in our boats and to take care of the oceans better, keep a healthier oceans. So that's my thing. And I guess one thing I didn't mention, I wanted to, is that the new boat, instead of just computer steering, we're also going to have a lot of sensors, pH, sensors, temperature, and whatnot.